for the intro, John. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for taking your time to join us today. I'm so excited to see all of you here. Also, a big thank you to Design Ingenuity 2025 and the amazing organizers for giving me the chance to speak at this event. Let me start with sharing my screen. Okay. You see my screen, right? So as designers, we always think about usability, functionality, and aesthetics design. But throughout my journey in design, I realized that a great design isn't just about how it looks and how it works. It's about how it makes people feel too. And that's why today I want to talk about something that we often gets overlooked in UX design is emotional intelligence and why is a superpower for designer like us. Let me start by asking you a question. Have you ever used an app that make you feel completely frustrated and think, it sucks. Who designed it? Oh yeah, me too. As UX designer, we all secretly hope it's never our design that causes that kind of problem, right? Let me tell you a story, a real story. A couple months ago, my husband accidentally ordered a lot of food for like 5, 6 people from Grab, similar to Uber if you don't know Grab, right before he left work. He was not aware of that until 30 minutes later, when he's already arrived home and the driver called him to pick up the food at his work. It's like 12 kilometers away from each other. So my husband was really shocked and frustrated at that time. You know why? Because the bill is a long list of food and the bill is a lot of money. He didn't know why it happened. And the driver kept rushing him to pick up the food. So he asked if the driver can deliver the food to our place, but he refused because it's so far away and he need to deliver all the food to other people as well. So my husband, he's ended up lost his food and money. He just tell the driver, okay, just keep the food. So now like you have like, and hope you have like a great dinner. And after that, he tried to report this to the hub centers, but he gave up again because it's too complicated. It's just a list of like Q&A, the problem listed. He's want to talk to a person, not spending time looking like for like query his issue. And he's lost temper. He didn't want to deal with the app anymore. He deleted the app. Hey. So what's the problem here? Is it because the design didn't consider user mistake and emotions? I think in this case, Grab needs to consider a way to prevent the mistake from users. For example, they can use the slide button instead of just like a click button like this. You can see right here, this also Grab as well, but I don't know why in this case they use the slide button, but here they just use like the normal click button. I remember usually when we order food, the driver will call and confirm if you order this kind of food, but these days I don't see the driver call for confirmation anymore. Maybe they need to have a way to, like, maybe you order a lot of food, more than 500K or something, the driver need to call and confirm. And this is another problem. This is my problem and my husband's problem as well. It's happened to me, and I think to everyone who live in this area. So this is where we live. We live in right here, Opal Tower, but the located always say we are in Saigon Pearl. It's just like 5 minutes, like a kilometer away from each other. It's very annoying. So every time I order a car or bike to go somewhere, I have to type in my location again. It didn't suggest me my actual location here. And even on GrabFood as well. It's also like tell me that this is somewhere else. It's kind of annoying that I have to change, but it's even like more annoying when I forgot to change it. It's happened a few times. The driver, they just came to this school, this international school, to pick me up while I at the lobby waiting for him right here. And even the Grab food as well. The food is already somewhere else, and I was waiting for him. And we both, me and the driver, was so like frustrated and annoyed. I have to say sorry to them a few times. So I believe when users get frustrated, it isn't about they don't understand technologies. I think it's because the design didn't understand them well. In UX, we often design for logics, but in reality, users feel before they think and even make decisions based on their emotion. Emotion strongly influence our perception, beliefs, attitudes, and decision. Let's look at this example. It's actually a TED Talk video, but because of the limited time, I make a few screenshots to show here, but I recommend you to watch the full video on YouTube. You can see here the man is driving to a car park. He's about to park his car, but suddenly another car just steal his spot in front of him. If you were him, how you gonna feel and react this time? Absolutely, the guy was mad. He's mad and yell at the other driver. But then the driver came to him. Uh, I guess he say sorry and explain why he did that. The man calmed down. I guess he smiled to the other guy and say bye. So what happened? Ah, it's because the other man's wife is labor. So this video is a very good example that explains why and how we quickly jump to conclusions based on our past experiences, beliefs, and emotion, often without realizing it. So it's very important to learn to recognize and manage our emotions, to actively choose a proper reaction to a situation. And that is where emotional intelligence comes in. Now let's have a look closer to what is emotional intelligence and why it matters. So according to Daniel Goldman, the psychologist who popularized the term emotional intelligence, is also called emotional quotient. And emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotion, impulses, and behaviors effectively. It's also the ability to understand and empathize with others, communicate effectively, and build strong relationships. So emotional intelligence is a set of skill and competency that we can learn and develop over time, and to apply it to personal life and workplace. It includes five key components. Self-awareness is the ability to understand and recognize your emotion and the emotion in others. Self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotion and reaction. Empathy is about understand and share others' feelings. Motivation is try to achieve goals and overcome challenges. And the last one is social skill, to building strong relationship and communication. Emotional intelligence is top 15 skill in 2025, following the World Economic Forum. EQ is responsible for 58% of jobs performance, and 90% of top performers have high EQ. It is based on the emotional intelligence statistic. You can see more others interesting number from this website. And individuals with high EQ are more likely success in both personal and professional life. The chart here show that this is the published Futures of Job Report 2025 from the World Economic Forum. 5 out of 8 top score skill is involved to emotional intelligence. You can see here. So emotional intelligence is really master, no joke. And this is a side of people who have high emotional intelligence. They be able to recognize their emotion and spread it effectively. They assertiveness, independence, they show empathy, and they're good at problem solving. Also, other traits here too, like flexibility, optimism, motivation, adaptability, responsibility, and other things too. And the other side should show that the person who have low EQ is they have difficult to recognize their emotion and others. And they cannot control their emotion as well. They call emotion outpush. And they have poor social skill, difficult with relationship, they selfish, lack of empathy, always blame others, aggressive, bossy, and so on. So, how to apply emotional intelligence in UX design? In UX design, mastering emotional intelligence means you deeply understanding user emotions, motivations, and perspectives. You empathize with users' feelings on a deeper level. So there are 3 components out of 5 components from the emotional intelligence that can apply to design. And it goes beyond functionalities and usability. Emotional intelligence directly influences user behavior and enhance brand perception. For example, if a design reduces frustration, it will increase retention. When it builds trust and loyalty, it will increase engagement. And when it's ease decision making, it will reduce drop off. So it's helped us to create digital experiences that connect with users on an emotional level. And it's established meaningful relationship between users and the digital product that they interact with. So here are the steps to design for emotional engagement. Emotionals can range from happiness, excitement, and satisfaction to frustration, confusion, and annoyance. So, by conducting user research, such as user interview, user surveys, observation, and usability tests, we can gather valuable insights into user emotion, which can inform design decisions that serve their needs and improve their overall experiences. Empathy is a foundation of great UX. Um, we need to put ourselves in the user shoes, understand and share user emotions, put aside our own viewpoint, our bias, our experience, and look at things as the way they look. These following steps will help you emphasize with your user. So make detailed user persona to understand what their goals, motivation, challenge, and needs are. Create user journeys and empathy map to uncover the key emotional state and touch points, identify area where user experience frustration, confusion, and even the delight. And here, user interface. User interface plays a crucial role in designing for emotion. A powerful visual element can evoke positive emotion, enhance user engagement, and foster a stronger connection with a product or brand. For example, different color evoke different emotions. Warm colors such as red and orange can evoke excitement, while other colors like blue, green can convey calmness. And also color contrast as well, as mentioned by Lin in the previous talks. Certain fonts and can convey reliabilities and emotional reaction. For example, the serif font is give us the feeling of traditional, um, uh, elegant, trustworthy, while the sans serif font is give us the feeling of modern, minimal, clean, and and others like hand script, others font size give it the personality, like personal feeling as well. The choice of imagery, icons, and illustration can also evoke emotion. For example, a relatable human faces can create a scene of empathy and connection. Also, also the communication, like content copy, or we can call UX writing, is also evoke user emotion. Like for example, for the error page, what is your feeling when it just give you up is error? You cannot accept to this one. Or how about another way? Oh, this page is missing something wrong with that. Maybe you should go back or reload the page. Which one sound better? Which one make user feel more calmness and what to do? The last or not least is the micro interaction in animation. This can create a scene of joy and playfulness as well. And other consideration is clear consistency, human-centered design. We need to seek for feedback, integrate design, and also practice emotional intelligence. When user encounters inconsistent layout, unclear instructions, or bad navigation, they will feel confused and frustrated. Last, consistency build trust. It helps users feel in control, reduce negative emotions. As a designer, we need to create navigation intuitive and the flows that feels natural. We need to ensure that the design is accessible for everyone, including people with disabilities as well, and aligns with users' expectation. Feedback and integrate design are crucial for improving emotional intelligence in your design. Continually refine your product based on user feedback and testing. This approach allows you to just adjust your design and better meet emotional needs of your user. Some example of the real life with UX with high emotional intelligence. Um, Duolingo. Duolingo's encourage they use encourage language and avoid judgment for mistake. They also keep users engaged by offering slightly various response. Well done, nicely done. You did it. That surprise and delight users. And Spotify's they very personalized. They personalize your playlist, and even end of the year, they give you like a wrap up. This wrap up is actually like a trend. When it first came out, everyone decided to share their wrap up, and other apps start following Spotify. So, in recap, emotional intelligence is a set of skill and competency that we can practice and develop over time. So if you feel like if you don't like your EQ is not too high, you still can practice to make it higher. People with high EQ is usually excels in empathy, communications, and emotional regulation. They handle challenges better and create stronger connection. In workplace, EQ improve collaboration, reduce conflict, and enhance overall performance. So emotional intelligence is very important in workplace. It can make you make more money. And in design, emotional drive decisions, and that's why users feel before they think. Emotional intelligence is a crucial skill for UX designer to deeply understand users. Designing with emotional intelligence creates more meaningful and engaging experience. When we design with empathy, we don't just make products, we make connection. Great design, look good, work well, and feel right too. Thank you for listening.
So Danny, that was a fantastic presentation. Thank you very much for that. Um, you know, the EQ thing is just incredibly important. And I think juniors and mid-levels, they regularly ask, what does it take to become a senior or a lead or a manager in UX? And for sure, it is EQ. And as you go up the layers of organizations and you deal with more senior people, that need to really understand EQ becomes more and more pertinent. So thank you for that presentation. We've got a few questions for you. I wanted to ask you one about how can UX designers test and test the well, actually, hold on. I've got another question for you. As projects get more complex and there's more stakeholders, there's more teams, there's obviously a need for more EQ to be stronger in these situations. Because I think to handle the things that come up when the projects get bigger and there's more people involved and the complexity of the application gets much stronger. There's more of a chance for heated situations or negative feedback or kind of lack of clarity and things just feeling like they're getting out of control, right? And so in these situations, that's where like EQ really needs to shine to manage that internally inside of us emotionally, but also how we see other people's situations and how we relate to each other to bring the tension down, right? And to work to a solution. What thoughts do you have on this? You know, when you're a designer, you're working in a larger organization and this kind of situation comes up, these sticky situations, what's some advice that you have?
Yeah, John, actually, it's happened to me a lot. It's not even once, it's a lot of time. Because usually I work with cross-functional team that would involve with a lot of people, conflicts or like different idea, different feedback. It's always happen. And people, we are human being, just like our emotion. Some people, I noticed that they cannot control their emotion, and it's caused like a mess, like argument everywhere. um a few years ago, it's happened to me in a project. I have conflicts with another team because the communication, and we didn't understand each other's, is really bad until one day I I stop and I reflect myself. That time I didn't know about emotional intelligence yet. I just stop and reflect myself. I just think, all right, the problem is here. Everybody involved. So I believe that um, I'm not the person just right. I think maybe I do something wrong as well. Um, just take a break, stop, and think about the problem. What did we do, and how we can solve this problem together. So after the reflection, I can see what did I do wrong in the problem, what other do wrong in the situation, and then we just set up a call and say, hey, I think we need to take a step back. We have a lot of problem. We need to consider how to solve this problem first, so we can happily move on with the work later. So we all have like a conversation and admit about our fault. But first of all, it have to come from me first. Nobody want to do it, so I have to go first. I say, all right, I think in this case, I did this, I did that. I think it's not proper. Maybe I need to do something else better. I don't know why when I start showing empathy and understand why other people act like that, I feel like everyone is like no one wrong anymore. It's just because we don't understand each other's. So when I start doing that, other people also follow me. They say, oh yeah, I know, I also did that too. I think I need to fix it. And then we all agree, compromise to a solution that, all right, next time we need to do that, we need to do this. And then surprisingly, our like process, and after that the communication and everything become better. So I think first of all, as a designer, we shouldn't conclude that everything we do is correct. We maybe we you correct, but maybe it's still the way you react to the thing is make it not better. So just pauses, reflexes, and use empathy and show empathy to others. The way you do will make people feel empathy and change themselves too.
Yeah, Danny, I love your response. And I think one of the most important things, maybe in the whole presentation, is you saying that somebody needs to go first.
Yeah.
And sometimes nobody just takes that step up and does that. Um, and reflecting, you know, it's easy to say the word reflecting, but to truly step back from the situation and reevaluate it, and trying to put on different lenses to kind of see maybe there's another way of looking at this than my view at this moment. Incredibly powerful. And I think the other thing is just getting on a call with people. I think things escalate and they get more tense when we're just firing text messages back and forth and increasingly urgent emails. I think that just dehumanizes the whole thing. Just getting everybody on a call or in a room together has so much value in it. So it's very true. It's great how you handle that. The second question is around ego, because I always thought that ego was the killer of good design. And it's kind of the killer of EQ, right? Because I think a designer that has an ego, a significantly strong ego, wants to own the design,
Yes.
right? They're really not interested in receiving the perspectives from others or the ideas from others. It's their idea that they're promoting forward into the product and be gone with the rest. And sometimes maybe people that have these egos don't actually realize that about themselves. And so I guess the question to you is, do you have any thoughts around how someone would detect this in themselves? That's not easy to detect or measure. Hey, maybe I actually have that. I may be upset about other people having it, but not realizing I have it myself. Um, can you share anything about either detecting it or knowing about it? And if you do realize it, how do you mitigate it? How do you lessen that ego and look to rewire that into something that is more in the path of EQ?
I have ego too. In the project, of course, I want everyone to listen to my voice because I believe that I'm an expert of this. For example, um, given a solution, and I am like the person in charge. When I give a solution, of course, I want everyone agree with my solution. That show that oh, that I good, but that's before, not not now anymore. Because I know emotional intelligence. I, I of course I still practice emotional intelligence. I'm not a master of that. It's very difficult to practice, especially you have to recognize your own like emotion and you have to like control it. When you're angry, you have to know that oh I am angry. I shouldn't yell or something right now. Maybe I need to take a deep breath. Maybe I need to step out of the conversation that is going to be escalate. Maybe everyone need to take a minute. So I think that's for myself, the ego. But is that if I understand correct your question, like what we do with a person with high ego, right?
Mhm.
So I think this is a very great question. I always deal with a lot of people with high ego, and you cannot just say, "Hey, you so high ego. I think you have to da 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 that rule," and they will never accept this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to put ourselves put ourselves in their place first. Like in another project, I work with another designer. He's always want me to follow him, even it's wrong. He's always want me. He's a lead. Back a while ago, when he's a lead, and I'm just like the other designer. He's want me to do something wrong. He want me to follow him, no matters he say is wrong. I have to do it. His ego that's so high, and in that time, I don't know what to do. I consult with my boss. I consult with other people, my managers, to say, hey, what should I do in this situation? Um, this I know his direction is not correct, but he didn't listen to me. What should I do? And then my boss, my managers give me some advice that really good. Um, that is very good. And then when I go back and deal with him, everything becomes like open. So I think in the situation that you think that you cannot deal with a person with high ego, you don't know what to do right now, maybe you can consult with person that have like more experience than you, like your managers, your boss, because they uh, maybe they already experienced that situation as well. They will give you a very good consult.
Yeah, I think so. Um, we got a question from the audience. If you have a busy work schedule and every day it's just packed routine, is there a daily routine that you can do that can help to develop your EQ? Are there small exercises or small little things that you can do that in small time slots that may be able to help build it over time?
Is my routine.
Or just maybe some tips that you can recommend for others that you believe would help them to develop it piece by piece over time, day by day.
Yeah, I think to practice emotional intelligence is not only at work, it's also help um, in a personal life as well. I have a husband, I have a baby. My life is super busy, and I always humans like a situation that drive me mad, like angry. My kid yelling, my husband yelling, everyone yelling, no one listen to me, and I want to yell too. But that time I have to. It's my tip is actually like you shouldn't do anything right away in the situation. Just pause, just stop to think. Um, just give you a few minutes to think what to do in the situation. When everyone, when if anyone did something wrong to you, don't react right away. Just pretend like you have no emotion or something. Just listen carefully and think, all right, I'm really mad right now. I want to punch this person so much, but I cannot do it. My kid doesn't want to eat, just throw food everywhere on the floor. I want to yell at him, say, eat. I cook a lot of time. I cook and I spend a lot of time to cook it. Why don't you eat? But it cannot help when you yell to someone. You have to stay focused and like just pause it, just relax yourself first, just calm yourself first, and then you will know what to act later, especially when you calm, when you when your temper, when your anger is gone. You will have the wisdom to know or what to do properly, and that time you don't hurt other people.
Yeah, there's something so powerful about pausing.
Pause,
It's
yeah.
like so deceivingly simple, yet it's kind of like you have this emotional wave that responds to the situation. And when you just take that pause, it's just kind of edging off that emotion so you can get that clarity of thought that you needed to handle the decision and assess it. I think the emotion roller coaster of just the influx of emotion, the anger or sadness or whatever, clouds out your ability to make decisions correctly. And that pause just gives you enough breathing space to kind of come back down to earth. I know how many emails I had written, maybe in anger or dissatisfaction about a situation, and held off to the next day before sending it. And thank God. Thank
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Thank God for waiting on email. So I think there's such value there. Um, I guess the another question that we have coming in is around, are you aware of tools that track the emotion of a user while they're using our designs, both at a production and a prototyping stage? So if there's any tools that kind of, I guess, measure the emotional state of the user.
I think it's Headspace is the app. You can try the app Headspace. I actually just try it, but don't I don't have like much time to like explore and use it every day. Um,
Hmm.
but because it's always in my mind right now that I need to not like practice an emotional intelligence, but it's just like always try to like realize my emotion and responded correctly. So I don't use the app, but I heard and I know that the app Headspace is really good for measuring your emotional stage.
Yeah. And I think with that, Danny, we're out of time. But geez, I could talk about this topic for a long time. Thank you very much, Danny. Very much appreciated. And yeah, thank you. And take
Thank
care.
you. Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.